give them a call.
Now, we've touched on a number of things that you should be taking a look at in your house on a daily, weekly basis, a monthly basis, a seasonal basis, and things like that. But there's always this concern around this area, and I suppose around the world, for those little critters that like to come in and just make themselves at home. Special request, ants, the little theft ants.
Right. Yeah.
What can be done about them?
Okay. The biggest problem with ants is that there's plenty of products. And that's not the problem, but there's plenty of products that will actually get rid of ants. It will destroy the nest, which is the queen, and they're over-the-counter things you can buy at most of your local hardware stores, and you get them and you set them out, follow the instructions, and set them out, and pretty much stay away from sprays, because these items that are enclosed, they're bait traps. And what they do is the ants come, they take this bait, they take it back to the nest, and in the nest, it gets through the entire colony. And at some point, this food source gets back to the queen, kills the queen, so the colony dies. The biggest problem with ant treatment is that people do not have the patience to wait. They want immediate gratification. They want it resolved. So they go get sprays, and they spray the ants, and they kill them off so they can't take the bait back to the nest.
So how long should they wait?
You should wait anywhere from a week to a month. In most cases, most of the baits that are out there that are over the shelf will take care of an ant colony within a week to a month.
Where are they coming from?
Most of them come from the ground on the exterior. Anything that pretty much lives in your house, most of those are carpenter ants. And that's a whole different type of an ant. Mm-hmm. Carpenter ants actually use wood for food. They turn the wood into...
They're as bad as termites.
Not quite as bad. They have to have rotten wood.
Oh, okay.
So you have a great deal of moisture for carpenter ants. Termites use moisture. They live in the ground, and they use wood the same way, and they take the wood. People think they eat wood, but they actually don't. They actually take the wood, take it, burrow it in the ground. That's why they need the moisture, so that it's like they have a garden beneath the ground. So they take the wood chips, and it turns to mold. So they eat the mold itself.
Okay, rather than hiring someone to come around for a whole year spraying, what should I do regarding termites?
Termites, you can actually go to some of your hardware stores, by today's standards, and buy baits. You can buy bait traps and set them out around the perimeters of your house. Just buy a box of them or 2 boxes, depending on the labeling as to the distribution, and set them out. And what it does, they have pheromones, which attracts the termites before they get into your house. And if they're in the ground, it attracts those as well.
Any particular places?
Pretty much all around your house. We're separated about anywhere from 5 to 10 feet apart.
For the termites?
For the termites.
Now, you told me once
because
before.
They can come in at any place. And they mainly come in beneath your stoops and your front porch to concrete. And they're usually beneath the landing, your front landing of most houses. I find them there about 65% of the time.
You told me about the ants. They like the south-facing, the sun-facing.
Well, when they're migrating, when they wing termites as well as ants, they prefer the warm side of the house, which is the sunny side. And when they do swarm, that's when they're ready to leave and go somewhere else to set up another colony.
If you were to take a guess, how many ant colonies would you say there is, say, under a typical, say, 3,000 square foot house? How many ants do you think there could be under a house?
Anywhere from several thousand to millions of ants.
Millions of ants.
Millions.
Coming and going.
Coming and going.
Like Grand Central Station. like Metro.
As they please.
Like
enjoying all your sweets.
Like the Metro Center, isn't it? Just coming and going, enjoying what are they like?
Well, they mostly like sweet stuff, proteins, like that. Most of the poisons, the extermination stuff has something sweet for it as an attractant for them. So they're actually looking for sugars.
Yeah, I read once where fire ants don't like sugars.
Yeah. Well, Those are different. There's not that many of those in this area.
Okay, so the other little theft ants and the
Yeah,
other
most
types,
of them, yeah.
they like the sugars and things like that.
It's like when you see them, they're outside and there's, say, like a worm, you know, and they got the worm covered. They're after the protein in the worm.
Ah.
Okay, so that's what's happening there, and then like the little slimy stuff, those are sugars on the worm. So you got the protein and the sugars on a worm.
Okay, what about your little quick mix for poor people like me?
Well, it's
the ants.
just sulfites and something sweet, like a sulfite with, say, a honey or jelly.
A simple little detergent mixed,
Yeah.
and just set it out.
Set it out.
And let them take it back to the nest.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah,
they all
and
just
it gets into the food source and it gives them all diarrhea.
And then pretty soon,
You have no colony.
Yeah.
It's kind of like people that take any laxative over in an abundance.
so we don't wait for them.
Creates problem.
We don't wait for them.
No.
And you shouldn't wait either to have your home inspected. If you're buying a home, you can't always rely on the builder. If you're selling your home, you can't always rely on your experience. You need someone to come in there and take a look, and that's what Alton Webb does. Again, you can reach him on the web, or you can call him. He'll be glad to answer your questions. He's always answered my questions, and I can tell you I've had some doozies, but Alton always had an answer for me. Just wrapping up very quickly, I just want everybody to remember that your home is where your heart is, and if you take care of your home, it's a very good chance that it'll take care of you too, and you'll have fewer problems. And especially when it comes to hazards, you know, just make sure that you're doing what you need to do preventive-wise in order to minimize the kinds of problems that you can have. I'm James Jack, and you've been my guest, Alton, along with my friends who are always here for skills to pay the bills. I'm with Ernestine J. Wilson Real Estate, and until the next time, as always, have fun doing what you like doing. Thank you.